call me Roy.
Hi, welcome to Roy's Book Reviews. Welcome back to Roy's Book Reviews. If this happens to be your first time checking out one of my videos, I'm glad you made your way here. Look around, you'll find a variety of videos discussing novels that I've read, works of nonfiction as well, short story collections, readings I've done of children's books, and a few other miscellaneous items for your infotainment. Today I'm going to discuss a wonderful novel entitled The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store, written by James McBride. When you pick up a work of literary fiction such as The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store, there is no guarantee of a happy ending. People who need one of those to feel satisfied by time spent reading a book should grab something off a genre shelf, perhaps a sweet-natured rom-com. Literary fiction makes no promises. The ending of such a novel may be heartbreakingly tragic, or bittersweet, or ambiguous, or any other type of endnote description that exists. I try to avoid spoilers in my reviews, but I will cheat a bit here and let you know that this wonderfully written book finishes off on a feel-good note. As for what comes before that, I'll trigger warn that there is no shortage of pain and suffering. The story starts off with discovery of the remains of a corpse at the bottom of a well. Over the course of the rest of this book, we meet the Jewish and African Americans who peacefully coexist during the 1920s and 1930s in the neighborhood of Chicken Hill, which is in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. They are separate communities sharing the same soil, meaning that relationships forged between some of them is inevitable. A third demographic, non-Jewish whites, makes up the balance of the community. As the narrative unfolds in a variety of directions that may seem separate but ultimately manage to merge, it is only a matter of reading on until the book's final pages for readers to learn the identity of the dead person, how they got at the bottom of that well, and what the incentive was for leaving them there. But the Heaven and Earth Grocery Store is not a murder mystery so much as it is the story of place, of the people who inhabited it for a spell, of what eventually gets washed away by water and time, and what is left behind as legacy. Shona and her husband Moshe, Nate and his wife Addie, Paper and Fatty and Soap, and Miggy and Dodo and Doc, and Son of Man and Monkey Paws. These are a few of the more notable, colorfully named characters who populate the pages of this excellent novel. Some of them are good people who judge neighbors not based on skin color or religion, but content of character. Some are plain evil for reasons that have nothing to do with racial ethnicity or houses of worship, but just what is in their hearts. Worlds collide as they tend to do for various reasons, small and big. The characters of the Heaven and Earth Grocery Store don't all live happily ever after, since this isn't that type of tale, as I mentioned at the beginning of this review. But some of them that we come to care about, courtesy of James McBride's masterful prose, managed to pull off the trick of living long, fulfilling lives in spite of various obstacles to their happiness. As usual, this is accomplished by finding the people they were meant to love and be loved by. We should all be so lucky. Believe the hype. Read this highly praised book. I've heard all sorts of wonderful things about this book prior to picking it up. Actually, my wife read it first. She beat me to it. We do not share a lot of books in common in our interests. I mean, many we do share in common, but there's also, she tends to read lighter tone stories than I do. And this one is a bit on the heavy side for her usual taste, but she nevertheless really enjoyed it. She thought I would as well. She was absolutely correct. I think that you will as well, and that's why I'm giving it my highest recommendation. I think you should check it out. Maybe one day they'll make a movie of this story, since it is pretty eventful, and James McBride is one of the darlings of the literary scenes at this moment, for good reason. He's a very talented writer. So that's about all I have to say. This is a relatively short review. I tend to ramble in these things, but sometimes a book just says everything that needs to be said, and so I don't need to add much more, except for you should pick it up, you should read it, you should shout out your love for it. Word of mouth is very important to authors, and to books, and to stories. Until the next time, this is Roy of Roy's Book Reviews, wishing you happy reading.